Hello guys, I'm going to do the film review of His House 2020. Okay, firstly, the film His House is a story about two immigrants from Sudan that is trying to go to England that face a lot of struggles. The main character in this movie is named Paul and Real, where they are a married couple, and they are trying to travel to England because there are riots and also chaos that occur in their home country, which is Sudan. They experienced many traumatic events in their journey to England and had to lose their so-called daughter. When they finally moved into their new temporary house in England, they began to see ghosts and witches that disturbed their life significantly. The ghosts in their house really disturbs their well-being and also make them stressed out. In the movie, the ghosts came because of their guilt in not helping Yagab, which is a young child that they saw back in Sudan. Because they are unable to get to the bus that is fully filled with people. So they stole her from her mother and separate them, which actually caused chaos in the bus. Eventually, when they are in the boat trying to get to the England, the boat crashed, and they had to lose Niagara because she is unable to swim, and Ball preferred to save Rial. Despite the accident that occurred on the ocean, both Ball and Real is able to survive because of the help that came from rescuer that came to the boat. They finally arrive to England, but they need to go on a trial in order for them to successfully move in as a citizen in England. In their trial, there are several rules that they need to follow. Firstly, they are unable to move to a new house, and then they're also not allowed to get a job, and lastly, they need to follow the law that is implemented. Both Ball and Real are going through a hard obstacle in order for them to fit in and also adapt to the new surrounding in England because of their traumatic and guilt from the past that they experienced from the journey. They try to overcome this uh, traumatic and guilt from the past experience by trying out the new lifestyle in England and also try to fit in. They try to forget the past but still have all the ghosts from their past in their home. And also, they thought the ghost that haunted this house is from the witch that is from their home country, which is Sudan. And also, but eventually, they try to overcome the condition by accepting and also facing the condition of their guilt and also past. They realize that the only way to get forward is by accepting all your guilt and not denying that you have done mistakes. Because everyone makes mistakes, and the only way to fix it is by accepting that you have made mistakes in the past and try to fix it. They need to help. They need help, and should have gone to a therapist in order for them to relieve from all the guilt and trauma that they have experienced from the journey. Because they have went under because they have undergone a lot of several horrific condition. By visiting a therapist, they would have resolved their condition better and sooner, rather than how it went in the movie, where they are unable to get the help that they are needed. Similar in the movie, they will have struggle and face many stressful events that could be harmful for them. I really feel empathy towards them because of the huge traumatic events that they need to go through and overcome. It must have been very tough and also stressful for them to undergo this situation and also try to adapt to new condition in different countries. Even though I'm only a viewer, I think I could really feel their pain and also their condition that is really hard. Especially they also experience supernatural events that could make them hallucinate several things. There are also other characters in the film that is named Mark that is trying to help them to fit in into the life in England and also prevent them to be sent back to their original country. By doing this, Mark shows empathy towards them by making sure that they are able to adapt to the condition in England. My favorite quote from the movie is when Ball said that I saw them too and I need to save her. The quotes represent that Ball finally accepts his condition that he was responsible for the death of Niaga, which he stolen from her mother, and not to hide from his pain anymore. Even though he made a huge mistake by leaving Niaga drowning in the ocean, he he is responsible because he is willingly sacrificed his life in order to save Niaga, which shows that he responsible for his mistake from the past. And according to the theory of social interaction on empathy, there are no difference between the first and third person, which represent my condition as a viewer that could still feel empathy towards them. And also there is other theory that is related with empathy as an observers. It is called the mirror neurons. So in these mirror neurons, it will discharge mirror neurons and stimulates empathy only by observing it. And lastly, by watching this movie, I learned a lot of new things. I think it helps me to feel empathy towards people, especially immigrants, that is trying to live in a new country. From the movie, it shows that it is really harsh and traumatizing, the journey that they need to undergo to travel to a country and start new life. I think we must be open to them and not discriminate and oppress them because they're immigrants. They're trying to fit in into a new country, and they and we should have to be more accepting towards other people because we don't know what they have going through. Okay, thank you. That's it from me.